Welcome back, guys, and we could be looking at the final episode of this series. Yeah, guys, you heard me right. We could be one victory away from cementing our place back as the best team in the South Coast. As you can see, looking at the league table here, I think it's by far to say we don't have Brighton to worry about. We've already too many points ahead of them for them to catch us. So at least we made sure that they didn't come back and bite us there. But as you're looking down there, Southampton on 32 games, 29 points, and we ourselves on 43 points after 32 games. So from a personal point of view, us at Portsmouth, we've had a fantastic season considering we were relegation battle last season. It's safe to say we've improved dramatically, and that is not going to be the case this season. But the situation we find ourselves in going into the derby against Southampton at home is we are 14 points ahead of Southampton with 18 points to play for. If we were to win today, we would then become 17 points ahead of Southampton with only 15 points to play for, which would therefore make it mathematically impossible for Southampton to catch us. Therefore, if we win today, it's mission accomplished. So let's not wait any longer. Let's get straight into the game and let's get this job done. In the left back is Hackett with Colwell and Lascelles in the middle, with Holgate on the right today. And I'm not even too sure why, because Christina is injured, that is right. And with Hovarth in goal, ever so, Owusu as our defensive midfielder, the guy we just brought in January. Fujimoto and Gibbs White in the middle. Johnson on the left. Harry Wilson, who's on loan, on the right. And Anthony Elanga, we're giving another go in this big game up top. Let's get straight into the game. And it's safe to say I'm definitely not going to get too excited by this because, as you guys know, we don't exactly have a great record of winning games on the episode. And this would be, or in fact, record against beating Southampton at all, to be honest. So this would be a fantastic double one for us. A nice victory on the episode and finally beating Southampton as well. And I think that's a fantastic start, but I hate when this happens because I don't know if I can celebrate. Can we celebrate? No. Bit of a positive start, but a premature start. But my God, he was miles offside. But it was a fantastic start, though. I mean, let's be honest. Oh, well, I could have predicted that one. I could have predicted that was going to happen. Maybe not a fantastic start. Just scratch the first 5 minutes of the conversation we've just had there because that was... it was a terrible start in the end. We've got a highlight now, though. Can we do anything? Can Gibbs White make a good decision? Can we? Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's going to hit my window in a minute. Come on, guys. We've got to step this up. We've got to finally beat them. There's another highlight here. Hasn't been one for a good few minutes, which at the moment is not a good thing. But we have got one here. I'm hoping it's for us, but I don't really know what we're doing with it. But then, quite frankly, I don't think they do either. I mean, what was the point in any of what just happened there? Come on. Oh, the Anthony Elanga experiment. I mean, he's playing up top and he can make the runs, but his positioning is awful. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. That's what we need to do. We need to criticise our players, tell them how rubbish they are at their positioning, and then they'll go and score for us. That's how we do it. Come on, guys. You've got to defend this well. I mean, we're all right. We just look a bit vulnerable at the moment. And I'm pretty sure it's every time I try and talk, we look a bit vulnerable for the game. Just to remind me who's in control. Can we finally get this victory? I mean, they're a good team, this Southampton team, and they're having a bad season, but come on, guys, we can do better. But it is half-time anyway. Pretty even game, I'd say. No one really edged it. I think we've got to go... Oh, I weren't really happy, was I? Just accidentally pressed it. Calm down. But nonetheless, we keep going. I mean, Ivan Yolango's star rating is pretty decent, but he does need to work on his offside a little bit. I think that's glaringly obvious. But I think his pace alone is what causes the trouble for teams. I mean, I'm not totally sure what you were doing there, Johnson, to be honest. You're pretty much just... Anybody? See, that's another situation as well with Brennan Johnson. The start of this season, I thought he was playing in the two up top. I thought he was coming in. He was doing fantastic. And then he got injured. God. See, again, I criticise a player, and then he scores. This is how you beat Football Manager. Just start criticising the individual player, and Football Manager obviously hears this and loves to prove people wrong. So he goes and lets him score. Twice already in this episode, in this game, have I criticised my attack, and those exact players have scored since. I think it's safe we just go with this experiment, at least for today. Let's just slag everybody off on the team, score loads of goals, and then I'll apologise later for it all. Let's get the job done first. This is only one of the few highlights since the goals. Not a lot's happened. I mean, if we can get one more. Oof. I mean, our front three there got good star ratings, so we're obviously up for this, and we're creating good chances. But if we still need to show things up and make sure we don't let ourselves get caught out here, because this would be a fantastic victory for ourselves. Sit out to make a few changes there. I don't really want to take him off, but I'll take Weir off. Gibbs tries to come off. I want to put in yeah. Let's get Matt Grimes, and I think he's a bit more up for this job. Yeah, I think I'll stick with those changes for now, and we'll see how we get on with the game so far. I mean, it's been relatively quiet. I mean, beforehand I was complaining, but now I'm not. Ooh, good start by Matt Grimes there. Nice shot. Here we are with a corner. We don't score many of these either, to be honest. Thought I worked again there. I don't really want to take that front three off, but we also don't want players that are too tired, so... Come on, guys. Get rid of that ball. Right, let's make a few more changes. I think it's Bing Miranda in there. Malpe and Duran. All my changes are done now. I pretty much changed that entire front five from the midfield to the attack. Probably not the defenders, which is what we need to be doing. I am going to drop this back to balanced now. Hopefully, I don't really want to do time wasting. Hopefully we can get the job done, and hopefully, is it mission complete? Have we finally done it after 4 seasons? Are we waiting for this to take over, and we've finally done it 4 seasons in? A Portsmouth back. There we have it, guys. After 4 seasons, Portsmouth from League One back to being, by clear, the best team in the South Coast. Finally beating Southampton. Finally winning the game in ages live on the episode. But that victory means it is impossible, mathematically impossible, for Southampton to catch us. Therefore, out of all the South Coast teams, we're going to finish above every single one of them. We are finally supreme, and Portsmouth are back to the top. There we have it, guys. Just the mathematical proof there. 33 games, 5 games to play for, which is 15 points. We are 17 points clear of Southampton. It's pretty much job done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly play to the end of the season, see where we finally end up at the end of the season, so we can summarise it all, see if we did even better, see if we maybe snuck a European place. Again, being ambitious there, but who knows. But I'm going to get us to the end of the season, and then we're going to summarise the whole series. We're going to take a quick look back at my original team to the team today. But guys, after 4 seasons, we've finally done it. We've finally achieved it. Finally, best team in the South Coast. And just to top it off, guys, what that victory also has done, not that it was ever in doubt, but has officially mean we can't get relegated either. We've officially avoided relegation. Didn't think about that when I was doing the mathematics there. Well, welcome back, guys. So I went ahead and played the last remaining games of the season, since it was mission complete, as you guys have just seen, as we went and beat Southampton 2-1. And then, obviously, I went and played to the end of the season. And, obviously, a few mixed results. Lost to Newcastle, beat Burnley, lost to Chelsea and Manchester City. But also beat Leicester. So, like, not a bad end to the season, I must say. You know what I mean? Chelsea, City, Newcastle, you kind of expect to lose to them. Especially when you're looking at Chelsea, City, they're in that top 5. But what that does mean, guys, if we finish the league in 11th with 52 points, and most crucially, we finished 20 points ahead of Southampton. So not only did we finish ahead of Southampton, therefore proving that we are the best team in the South Coast, it wasn't just by a small margin. It wasn't by, you got lucky. I think we made a statement on the South Coast in this episode by finishing 20 points clear of the second best South Coast team. I think we made a massive statement. And this just pretty much sums it up and pretty much sums up the entire series. This is what we've been working for and working towards for the last, 4 seasons now? This has been 4 seasons and 4 absolutely wonderful seasons for myself. Guys, this was my first ever YouTube series I've ever done. I like to hope, as episodes have progressed, I know I've got a few camera issues. I've gone across previous episodes. I know there's a few camera issues, which obviously I'm learning with. But I'd like to think in terms of how I present myself on camera, how I talk, how I am in the series. I'd like to think from episode 1 to episode 26, I'd like to say that I've improved vastly. And personally, I think I have got more confidence. But it's all a big learning curve. This is my first ever series. But guys, I really hope you have enjoyed the series though. And you've enjoyed the journey of Portsmouth Football Club on their journey back to the top of the league. And there was just one more thing I did want to look at in just a moment. But first of all, I imagine there's going to be a little bit of a clear out of this team. Obviously, I know the series ends. I'm tempted to keep playing it offline. So, like myself, off camera, sorry, should I say. But there is going to be a few players leaving. I think the likes of Lascelles has said he wanted to move to a bigger club. I thought it was closer to retirement, but nevertheless. Castina also said he wants to move to a bigger club, but he's happy to stay if we don't get 22 million for him. To be honest, if we get 22 million for him, I'm happy to sell him. And there's a few players who are getting a bit niggly now about either wanting to play or wanting to leave. So there would be probably another maybe change in this team. But I feel like as a squad, we've accomplished what we needed to accomplish this season, and we've accomplished that mission. So I think what I want to do now is I just want to, just for nostalgic purposes, I want to, I've got a screenshot somewhere of the first ever lineup we had. And the first ever lineup we had in our first ever league game 4 seasons ago, which was against Sheffield Wednesday. And I just wanted to put it side by side to this team and to see how we come, and just to see the massive difference in the teams. So I will apologise for the rather shoddy workmanship here, but here we have a comparison of the first game ever in the league, sorry, against Sheffield Wednesday, and the team we have ourselves today. Obviously, you've got Ogilvy, the guy I couldn't really mention or say properly. Robertson, Morrison, good old veteran there. Swanson on the right with Griffiths in goal. With McEachran, who I brought in pretty much straight away in the middle. With Marlon Pack, who stayed around as long as the Premier League. And Dale on the right and Carome on the left. With Scarlett, who, let's be honest, we wouldn't be in the situation. We wouldn't be where we were if it wasn't for Scarlett having 2 amazing seasons. And unfortunately, the 3rd season in the Premier League wasn't quite up to standard for it, but he had 2 amazing seasons and absolutely fired us up the league. So I think it's a special mention for Dane Scarlett in this situation. I mean, he's got to go down as a legend in this series and in this with what's going on here. Bear with me there. And then obviously you've got Jefferson there. Jefferson was the Scarlett replacement, if you remember. I brought him in to replace Scarlett and loan, and it turns out he was an absolute nightmare, and Scarlett was my saviour. That was my first of probably quite a few transfer mistakes that I made there. And obviously, comparison to the players we have today, when you're looking at players like Gibbs White, Brennan Johnson, Anthony Elanga. Obviously, we've got Colwell, who's been linked there. Obviously, Lascelles and Hallgate. Big players. In terms of big names for lower league, Premier League. In comparison to where we've obviously started off at, to where we've come to, I think as a club, as a team, we've come a long way and improved in every department. I mean, as you can see, the shape's changed. Shape changed many a times. You guys knew that. You guys saw me change shape all the time, trying to keep this team on the up and keep us going. But that was just a nice little look as to see what the comparison was and where we found ourselves. Where the journey started and where the journey ended. But just before we call goodbye on the series, we have just got the announcement of the wage budget and the transfer budget. £9 million. I mean, that's really nothing. This obviously the finances aren't great. We're really not getting any improved transfer budget to make any bigger changes to take this team to the next step. Certainly not any time in the next couple of seasons. It's definitely going to be a long slug to get this team up and up even more clearly as a club. So I think this is probably the appropriate time to end this series. Like I said, we have completed our mission. We are now the best team once again in the South Coast. That mission that we set out on 4 seasons ago is now completed. And as I have said before, guys, I do appreciate anybody and everybody that has come on this journey with myself. Feel free to go back and watch any of the episodes. It's been some up and downs in them, some interesting results, some big victories, and some rather frustrating defeats even against rivals. But it has been a fun journey, and it has absolutely been a pleasure making this series. Like I said, it's my first ever series. It's been a pleasure learning how to present myself, where to conduct videos and how to go through on videos, and I'm waffling now. But I just wanted to say a great big thank you for everybody that has watched all the episodes so far. Obviously, we are 26 episodes in. Everybody that's watched all the episodes and interacted and, has enjoyed this series. There will be more series to come. And in fact, there will be, probably later on this week, if not early next week, there will be a brand new save out, a nice short 1 season save. But I won't say too much. You guys will see that announcement coming out probably relatively soon. I'll probably do a pre-announcement so we can get everybody ready. And let's get the series hyped up. And you guys can go over there and watch that, hopefully. And obviously, don't forget, guys, to share, subscribe, and like if you do appreciate and do want to watch more of this. But, guys, from me and everybody at the Portsmouth Football Club in my save, thank you very much for watching us. Thank you very much for being patient with me. And if you have been watching consistently, anything at all, thank you very much for watching. And I'm sure I'll see you guys. Again very soon.